The ocean did not begin with violence. It began with silence. What appeared stable above concealed a system already under pressure. In this ocean, survival did not favor the small, it removed them. Its structure was not designed for speed. It was designed to occupy. Evolution replaced teeth with bone that sharpened itself through use. As oxygen increased, so did the size of everything that could survive it. Movement was not always a choice. The ocean decided direction. Not all giants swam. Some advanced like terrain itself. Visibility was limited. Encounters began at the moment of contact. There was no prolonged chase, only immediate outcome. Oxygen levels determined which bodies could exist and which could not. As size increased, space became limited. Surface instability translated downward. Energy traveled through water without resistance. Damage did not eliminate a giant. It changed its behavior. Every loss fed the system. Competition increased as space diminished. The system began to change. What once ensured survival now demanded too much. The system had reached its limit, and the environment began to take it back. Survival zones narrowed as oxygen withdrew from deeper water. Every motion demanded more energy than the ocean could now provide. Size no longer guaranteed control. Efficiency began to replace dominance. Even the movement of the ocean began to lose strength. Action became rare. Stillness became survival. Space collapsed before the organisms did. What could not adapt settled into the record below. Metabolic demand had exceeded environmental supply. Acceleration required energy that no longer existed. Reduced oxygen altered clarity. The ocean itself grew darker. Survivors migrated toward what little energy remained. Giants no longer fit the system they once dominated. Absence became more visible than presence. Evolution does not respond instantly. It lags behind collapse. Connectivity between regions broke apart. Entire regions became uninhabitable. Size required constant energy. That energy was gone. The system recalibrated towards smaller, faster life. The largest bodies were the last to fall. Extinction does not announce itself. It simply stops appearing. What remained was preserved as structure, not life. Bone and armor outlasted the system that created them. The decline was not gradual at the end. It accelerated. Stability returned, but under different rules. Efficiency replaced scale as the dominant strategy. What remains today is the result of that collapse. The physics that allowed giants has not disappeared. All that changed was the threshold. The ocean does not remember, it only responds. The environment remained vast, only its inhabitants changed. Distance replaced density as the dominant pattern. Smaller bodies adapted to limited energy faster than anything else. But size made transition inefficient. Chemistry altered the rules of movement itself. Descending required less energy, but returning did not. Entire layers lost biological activity. The ocean floor began storing the collapse as structure. Matter remained. Function disappeared. Collapse rarely moves at a constant pace. The system no longer supported stability. Adaptation favors speed over scale when resources shrink. Direction was replaced by randomness. Connectivity defines ecosystems. Its loss defines collapse. Extinction is often the moment nothing replaces what is lost. The ocean regained emptiness before it regained balance. Smaller organisms redefined survival. Efficiency replaced dominance. Stability returned through limitation. Some systems persist in reduced form. The physics behind size remains unchanged. Environment determines possibility. Stability is often temporary. What is visible rarely reflects what exists below. Boundaries define survival. Adaptation shifted toward agility. The deeper layers remained largely empty. Geological layers preserve systemic failure. Environmental shifts repeat across deep time. The threshold has moved before. It simply follows physics. Stability is not a goal. It is a temporary state. The system changes without warning. Size is not gone. It is delayed. The environment remained vast. Only its inhabitants changed. Its design matched the conditions perfectly. The water itself allowed mass to function. Small organisms were pushed out of stable zones. Control extended across depth and surface. There was no safe zone left untouched. Encounters were rare. Outcomes were absolute. Power replaced pursuit. Movement was dictated by the environment. Energy was conserved until necessary. Chemistry increased density and support. Physics allowed bodies to scale upward. Density increased interaction. No layer escaped dominance. Scale was only visible at proximity. Structural evolution matched environmental force. Dominance did not require speed. It was the normal state. Encounters began without warning. There was no second attempt. The same conditions that allowed size made it fragile. There is a threshold where growth becomes collapse. Chemistry began to shift. Uniformity was breaking apart. Behavior changed before extinction did. The oxygen that allowed these giants to exist was the same force that would remove them. High oxygen accelerated metabolism beyond sustainability. The system crossed its threshold. Encounters became less frequent. Survival zones narrowed rapidly. But size limited adaptability. Efficiency replaced scale. Recovery required energy they no longer had. Collapse does not begin with noise. The ocean floor preserved the failure. The system reset itself once more. The environment did not collapse. Only its occupants did. The same body no longer behaved the same way. Stability had moved upward. Efficiency replaced scale as the dominant strategy. The deeper layers could no longer sustain complexity. What could not survive became part of the record. But only after scale was reduced. The present ocean reflects that correction. The lower zones never fully recovered. Physical constraints never changed. The system once supported this scale effortlessly. Oxygen concentration determines possibility. It was not an anomaly. It was equilibrium. The shift was gradual, but irreversible. Every layer responded to the change. Collapse follows threshold, not time. Adaptation filled the gap immediately. The conditions no longer allowed it. Each layer preserved the collapse. What changed below remained unseen above. Complexity reduced with depth. The system did not stop. It changed scale. Stability returned through limitation. Thresholds can shift again. The system begins to rebuild. Scale returns when supported. History is not unique. It is cyclical. Movement would return under pressure. The system would rebuild its hierarchy. The ocean has already done this before. It does not learn. It does not adapt. Every change is a reaction to conditions. Stability breaks again. The same rules apply. Not because it is new, but because it was always possible. The ocean does not decide, it allows. The conditions that once allowed scale can return without warning. Chemistry reshapes possibility. Scale returns when supported by physics. Movement is dictated by the environment. Efficiency gives way to dominance. The same structure rebuilds itself. Boundaries disappear under stable conditions. The environment removes constraints. Density brings conflict back. Encounters once again define survival. The pattern is not new. Environmental systems repeat across deep time. The sequence remains the same. The present is not permanent. Conditions can rebuild from below. Limits are not fixed. Change begins where it cannot be seen. The system evolves silently. Growth follows conditions. The ocean allows it once more. This is not an exception. Biology follows physics. The rules remain constant. It always has. The ocean does not decide, it allows. The system shifts again. Size can return. Only the conditions need to change. The ocean does not prefer balance. It responds only to conditions. Stability is temporary. The system changes without warning. The same process repeats. Growth follows conditions. The ocean rebuilds. Scale returns. Density increases. Interaction begins again. Dominance re-emerges. And the cycle continues. It has happened before. It will happen again. The ocean does not remember. It only allows. Conditions shift. Balance breaks. Size returns. And the system resets. Nothing is permanent. Only physics remains. And physics does not change. The ocean follows it. Always. Without exception. Without intention. Without memory. Only response. Only conditions. Only outcomes. And always the same result. Scale. Collapse. Reset. And again, and again, and again. Subscribe for crazy facts about the world.